Hello everyone. Today's recipe is going to be a peanut butter banana oatmeal. My first video I have put up was also an oatmeal, but this one's different, so we're going to make another video. And today is going to be Amish oats, 2 cups of soy milk, peanut butter, 2 very ripe bananas. We're going to have some salt, some vanilla extract, and some maple syrup. But to start off, we're going to put our pan on to 240 degrees. And we're going to start with 2 cups of soy milk. See if I can avoid getting it everywhere. Alright. And to our soy milk that we have in our pot, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, we're going to stir it out a little bit, get some of the maple syrup off this measuring spoon. Pick that up in our sink. Alright, and we're going to wait for this to get to a soft simmer before we put in our oats and our bananas. But I think before we do that, we're going to take 1/8 of a teaspoon. Just under 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Now, while our pan is heating up, I wanted to tell you that today was supposed to be a waffle recipe, but then I noticed on my calendar that I had wanted to make waffles, but on my calendar it had said that today was to make this recipe. So we're making this recipe because of what my calendar and all the things I prepared says, and also because I don't have the vegan butter to make the waffles today. But in 2 weeks from now, not next week, but the week after on the Monday, it's going to be peanut butter and jelly waffles. But next week for breakfast on Monday is going to be a homemade toasted oat breakfast cereal that I'm going to have made. And I'm going to show you how to make that. But today is going to be a peanut butter and banana oatmeal. We've got our vanilla extract, our maple syrup, and we've got our little bit of salt in there. Now the peanut butter is going to add a little bit of salt to the recipe, but since we don't want it entirely too sweet, we're just going to put just a little bit of salt. You can, if you don't want to add too much salt, you don't have to. The salt is very optional. Doesn't have to do anything. I have a giant container of peanut butter. I buy my peanut butter in bulk. And instead of putting like a tablespoon at a time, we're going to just be using like a soup spoon. Like not the tiny serving spoons, but like the soup spoon. And we're going to be putting about 2 of those in just a minute, now that our pan is starting to simmer. Oh, I have it right here. See how I've got about a soup spoonful of that. And we're going to add just a little bit more on the tip of it. And that'll be enough. I think it's more than 2 tablespoons worth that I'm making right now of the peanut butter. It's about 2.5 tablespoons, I believe. Not entirely sure. I don't really measure that when I make it. Now we're going to wait till the peanut butter melts a little bit in our soy milk and vanilla extract. Now that that peanut butter is all melted, we're going to take my Amish oats. We're going to put 1 cup of Amish oats. It's going to be a level cup. And then we're going to take our bananas. We're going to stir this in first. And then we're going to take our bananas and we're going to add those afterwards. Take our very ripe bananas. Instead of making banana bread, we're making oatmeal with it. But these are very, very ripe bananas. So they're going to be a little squishy, they're going to be a little gross, but they're going to taste very good in our oatmeal. There we go. And we're going to stir those in. Now, I love oatmeal as like, let me turn that down. I'm going to put our heat down to 212. I love oatmeal as like a mid-morning type of breakfast. If you wake up and you're not starving, but you want to eat something heavy when you do eat, make your cup of tea and then start making this. Yeah, 212. We're just going to stir this for a little bit. I'm actually going to lower it down to 140. Just let that simmer for a little while. While we're trying to chop up and mash up our really ripe bananas into our oatmeal. Alright, our oatmeal is just about done. We're going to give it another 2 minutes at 140 on our hot plate. Try and mush up those bananas as best as we can. Alright, clean up my station while giving that another 2 minutes. Alright. Our oatmeal still has some chunks of bananas in it, but I think that'll just make it better. We're going to turn off our heat. We're going to let the peanut butter off our finger. And we're going to serve this up in just a minute. Now you could cook this for longer if you wanted more of a thick oatmeal, but I was going for more of a thinner oatmeal that I could eat. It wasn't quite so hearty, but it's oatmeal, so it's still gonna last you most of the day as a meal. And I'm gonna plate that up. Now this is enough for about 2 large servings of oatmeal. Let's see how that tastes. Literally made up this recipe on the spot. Let's see what it tastes like. Hopefully my hair doesn't get in it. I forgot to braid it today, that's my bad. That is really good. Now, if you wanted to, you could just make this without the bananas and just add the bananas on top. If you're not too fond of bananas, but putting them before you put the oats and just really letting the oats soak in all the banana flavor worked out very well. I'm gonna come show you up there. As you can see, thanks for watching. See you next time.